in whiskey business. I think I always knew like I wanted to write in Scotland, and living here, it was very kind of like a slow for me to kind of be brave enough to write about Scotland. I think because I'm not from here, even though I've been here 10 years and I love it. Um, it was me, I didn't want to write Scotland as a gimmick. I think a lot of people, you could probably tell within the first chapter of a book set in Scotland whether the author has ever been or not. Sometimes they can very rely on the tropes of Scotland. So I always knew I wanted to write a Scottish book. And then I went to a whiskey distillery and I was like, this is the perfect setting. You can't find a more Scottish setting in that sense. So it was really important to me to have kind of Scotland and the Isle of Skye as a character itself. And April and Mal are both Scottish characters, so they come from the island. But April's very much making a kind of comeback. She's lived in London for a long time, so she's kind of rediscovering this home that she's ran away from, essentially. Um, so it was really nice to have that like opposites attract, to someone who's very kind of ingrained in the Scottish culture, and um, Mal loves Skye, whereas for April it was always kind of the small town setting was a kind of a prison almost growing up. So I think that really plays into the opposites attract trope. She inherits the whiskey distillery that he works at. He lives in like a lot of kind of old buildings like that. They'd have like a workman cottage attached. So he lives in like the workman cottage attached to the whiskey distillery. So she inherits kind of his business and his home essentially. She inherited the whiskey distillery from her grandfather, and her and him kind of had a kind of fraught relationship. So for her, it's kind of Skye gives her a place to a kind of escape for a few months. Her acting career, she lives in London, and her acting career has kind of hit rock bottom. So it's very much a place for her to kind of run away, lick her wounds, but she's very much intends to get back to her life as it was before. In Scotch on the Rocks, our main character in that one is Juniper, who she was previously engaged to. There's three McCabe brothers. She was previously engaged to the middle brother, Alistair. Um, so yeah, that was 5 years before the book begins, and then where we are in Scotch on the Rocks, it's 5 years later. She's now single. Her and Alistair's relationship kind of broke down on bad terms, and that's where our main character Callum enters. He's the oldest McCabe brother, who's kind of always had a torch for Juniper, and yeah, that's where the book takes place. But yeah, as far as the rule book, this is very much her. Juniper's like quite a closed off character. She's and obviously been burnt before by Alistair, so this is very much her like stay away from the McCabe brothers, because she knows her and Callum have this kind of tension that kind of starts in whiskey business, and we see the kind of setup of their kind of hate to love trope, and that's one of my favorite things to write. I think that the trope itself kind of adds the tension for you. It's all kind of right there, so you just really get to play in these moments of I guess like keying the tension up between the characters. And I think adding it's like almost a hint of a forbidden romance, because obviously her past relationship with Alistair. So I think it really, yeah, the kind of reluctant romance. It's just so fun to play with that. Like it does, I think it kind of does the work for you, and you just get to go along for the ride as the author and watch these characters like fight it out until they don't.